I'll just say that for the sake of this. A happy Mother's Day. The statement says, it's unbelievable that none of my kids called me or so much as sent a text and say Happy Mother's Day. I've done a lot for these kids, and out of respect, they should have acknowledged me. I don't ask for much. All I ask for is their love and support. I'm happy with who I've become and just want them to love me accordingly. So far, none of the kids have made any comments regarding Caitlin's feelings. You know what I mean? So they probably like, nah, I ain't saying nothing.
Well, we're actually having an interesting case here in North Carolina. We'll come back to the moon in a little bit. But there's actually, and they've been following them in the news and everything, and you can pull it up. You can even put it on the line and everything. I may do that later. But there's actually somebody that is making the transition from man to, from woman to man. And they're a couple. It's a trans couple. So one is making the transition from woman to man, but still had some of the woman parts and still had all that going. So here in North Carolina, we've actually got a gentleman that is, they're doing a whole series on him because he's basically being the first man pregnancy because he is transitioning over, will be living his life as a man, but he is having a baby. Yes, there's a gentleman that is having a baby. You can pull it up. I forget his name, but yeah, you can pull it up. There's a gentleman. It was, I think it was in the recent paper.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Boy, oh boy, that's crazy, man. Oh well.
And they're raising. Like I said, I believe that when the child is born, he will be at that time transitioned over and will be living his life as a woman. The father will be living his life as a father. So I guess they will run the couple as if they are husband and wife and man and woman. I don't know whether they will. I don't know how they're acknowledging the trans part. They said it has made some interesting kind of conversations about how the hospital is handling it, even in the ways of the he, her, he, him, she, her, and those kind of dynamics. Because there've even been conversations where they've called, asking in the maternity ward, what does and I think that they've used the pronoun that, because I think she wants to be called a she, but I think they've used the pronouns of the he within the conversation while calling up and asking, what they want as they're getting their breakfast, dinner, whatever else they're getting.
Wow. And God forbid you call by the wrong, defining word, and you're going to get sued and all kinds of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's a different world we live in, but I think that we have to learn these new terminologies and to some degree try to cope with what's going on. There's some things that I'm still having to get adjusted to, but there's all kinds of things that are going on. So Lim Johnson is actually, he's in Charlotte. I was trying to put him here in North Carolina, in Durham, but Lim John is the person's name. They've done a whole series on him and everything. I'm actually trying to pull up the article that I saw and everything, if they'll not have me do all this, internet, take your money kind of stuff. But I'm trying to pull it up and see what I can find for you.
All right, while you're trying to pull that up right there, we're going to jump into a quick commercial right fast. It's Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, you can give us a call at 646-668-8393.
The old Renaissance is the new Renaissance, standing on tradition while embracing the spirit of distinction. This is the Harlem Brewing Company. Uniquely crafted beer brewed to deliver a taste, a sound, and a feeling that can only be described one way, Harlem style. So come and take a trip on the A train with our Harlem Sugar Hill Golden Ale and our Harlem Renaissance Whipped, the neighborhood original.
All right. So did you get to find that one, or are you still looking for it?
I'm still finding it, but apparently, because I just saw the article, apparently they've had the baby.
Wow.
He says he's relieved because
mom.
Well, here's what the article says. He apparently it was earlier this month. He says he's relieved the waiting room is empty. Maybe no one will notice me, he thinks. Lim is 5'6" with a beard and a baby bump. As he takes a seat, the door to the ultrasound room swings open, and he hears a conversation down the hall. The voices get louder. Lim's mind races as a pregnant woman and her family head his way. Will they see me, he wonders. What will they think? As the group turns the corner toward him, Lim inches lower and lower in his chair. Head down, he stares at the clipboard on his lap until they exit. Then he watches the clinic manager searching for her next patient. I saw the look on her face, Lim says. He tells her, it's okay. I'm a trans man, and I'm pregnant. The older woman smiles and says, you're my first one. So apparently there have been a couple of these around the country and everything. Who I really am, Lim, for as far back as he can remember, has longed to have children. But it was only recently in his late 20s he imagined himself pregnant. He's not the first transgender man to have a baby. While there's no official data or record keeping on trans men giving birth, the recognition of first is typically given to Thomas Beatty. Beatty appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 2008 when he was about 6 months pregnant. Also, headlines announced Beatty as the world's first pregnant man. Trans health experts say it's likely hundreds came before him.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. That's one of those things where you try to figure it out. Like, is it or is it not? But then again, what is it? You know what I mean? We used to it being one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And then everything's getting tossed up in the air now, and it's all confusing because everybody wants it to be this way or that way. So, which one is it?
That's a good question.
Just curious.
And how they will raise folks.
Right, because I mean, you gonna say, yo, my mom are coming to school. My mom and my dad. My mom used to be my dad. My dad used to be my mom. What, are the kids gonna just be confused? You know, what is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how folks raise their kids and everything. Like I said, I've known a couple of friends of mine that were lesbian ladies that had kids and raised the kids as a couple. But I want to say that I don't know if they ever identified one as a lead, as a male parent and another as a female parent. I think they just raised them as what they were, which was a lesbian couple, two women raising the child, and in some cases it might have been because of in vitro, depending on their ages and everything, and sometimes it might have been a donor, but there are various ways that people might have done it and everything to have the baby, but definitely after they had the baby, I want to say that the few that I know, and there's an active community here in North Carolina, particularly around the Triangle, I want to say that most of them have raised them as the two mothers, and as best I can tell, they seem to be doing well, the kids do. I haven't heard of any kids having any sort of male adjustments, and some of them are actually doing better than some of my friends that have had kids that are both a husband and a wife, but the husband and a wife are at each other's throats. Right. So in some case, love is just a fascinating thing, and some love I don't try to understand how people fall in love, how they fall in love, or the nature of their love relationships. I just hope that whoever comes into the world, that they have two loving parents, and I don't care what the nature of the parents are. That's just my attitude. I just want them to have two loving parents, because we got a lot of folks out there of all sorts that are not loving and are at each other's throats, and I just think that that's wrong for the kids. So, like I said, if you're in, I think somebody might have been last week said, if you're in a bad relationship, get out. And I would agree with that. Sometimes it doesn't matter what that relationship is. I don't care if you're lesbian, gay, trans, straight. I don't care if you're into the swinging society. I really don't care what you're into. But whatever you are, at least be open and honest about the relationship, and don't be trying to get into relationships that are going to be hurtful and harmful to not just yourself, but if you have kids, harmful to the kids involved as well. That's one of the things I have against folks that stay into marriages because they are afraid of what it might do to the kids. And I'm sitting there going like, if y'all go ahead and get divorced, right, the kids probably could get over it. But if y'all sit there and add to their trauma, that's just going to add to what's going to happen when they get older and when they're starting to deal with relationships themselves. So, like I said, if you see the fire burning, it might be time to leave the house.
Do something, damn. I mean, stop showing these kids what an effed up relationship looks like, because they take it as being the norm, and they search for that same type of relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But here's what they said. Scientists Monday on the moon. I'm going to come back to the moon. We can come back to that conversation later. But scientists Monday gave us the unsettling news that our favorite natural satellite is shrinking, according to a new study. The shrinking is also causing moonquakes, which have also recently been detected. But it's no cause for concern, says study co-author Nicholas Schmier, a University of Maryland geologist, in an email to USA Today. As the moon cools, its overall size has contracted or decreased by about 100 meters over the past 4.5 million years, which is why we say it's shrinking. So that's what's going on. The moon is just doing what the moon naturally does. So it's just going through a little bit of shrinking and doing what, natural planets do and everything. So, if it's going to implode, it's probably none of us, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, several generations, we probably won't be around to see it.
That's true. That's true.
We'll be sitting there going like, we'll be in heaven going like, oh, well, we told them it was going to happen. We just didn't know when. And then somebody will go over to, the powers that be over there, God or Jesus, and be like, y'all told us that y'all were not going to tell us. And they'll just be shaking their head going like, I think that's what the book said.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to know all of that, right?
Right. Folks be like, well, we didn't read the book. We thought you just put it there just for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, you got to be real careful these days and times. You got to be absolutely careful with what's going on and everything. So what do you have coming up in your meeting?
Common sense.
Oh, common sense
in my meeting?
Yeah.
What meeting?
Don't you have? Oh, I thought you had a meeting coming up next week.
I got a whole bunch of meetings coming up. We do different things and we talk about different things and we try to get different things done. So hopefully we can get through and get some of those things planned out. So once they're planned out, then they can be made, public knowledge, and we can go ahead and help our area that we serve a little bit better than we did yesterday. You know what I mean?
But that's what it's all about. Anytime.
And that's the thing. Like, you have to do for others, because doing for yourself is okay, but the real pleasure comes when you're able to help someone.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about, is helping other people and trying to see what they can do and how they can help you.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to the most worshipful Tasan Rasul Dawood, who is our 89th Grand Master here in New Jersey, the most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge Friendly Accepted Masons, state of New Jersey. And his quote comes from, Muhammad Ali, that says, service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. So, and that's real.
Oh, yeah, that's real.
You can go through your whole life and just do for yourself. But when you pass, you took all that time to chase the money, and then when you get older, you don't have anywhere to spend it. So you got to be real careful about that. You know what I mean?
That's very true. That is very true. I think I heard a doorbell.
Yeah, you did hear a doorbell, and we're going to bring our caller in 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Straight Talk with Dean and Mark.
Bass players, best thing you can do for your overall sound. You've got to see this. New Basstone Incorporated makes Nightwalker bass guitar tube preamps. This preamp will give your sound such a boost, it's just incredible. Try it today. Try it today now. A great sounding bass guitar will make for a great sounding band. Make your band sound at its best. Best thing you can do for your bass guitar sound. NewBassTone.com. NewBassTone.com.
All right, caller 919. You are on the air with Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Good evening. Tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hey, good evening, Dean and Mark. This is Julie Bryce calling from Bull City Mini here in Durham.
How are you doing, Julie? I'm so glad you could call us, Julie. Julie is an entrepreneur. Julie and her folks are actually involved in creating a mini golf course here in Durham, North Carolina. So I just